Non-existent, Kate. I mean, I think it's worth reminding folks, one of the complaints that we had in the Declaration of Independence at the beginning of the American Revolution was that King George was sending criminals to faraway prisons. It's almost like history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. There's no legal authority to send a U.S. citizen to serve a U.S. criminal sentence in a foreign prison. And, Kate, it would be pretty striking if there was, because that would mean any of us could be effectively disappeared.
That's the point. That is literally the point. That's what they want to do, by the way. That is what they want to do. Okay? I've been right so far on every single thing that I've said on what this administration is going to do. I've been right about this since fucking 2017, 2018, as I talked about it back then as well. And that is the goal here. Okay? And if you trust me on my assessment on all of the surrounding things that I'm talking about, then trust me on the assessment that in terms of building a broad popular coalition that will actively try to undermine this administration's agenda, you need to have fucking liberals on your side as well, okay? That's it. That's where all the momentum is. You look at all the polls that are conducted right now, and these fucking stupid ass liberals still say Kamala Harris is the best possible candidate. They do not know what is good for them, okay? It is up to you to convince them. And you can't do that by sitting on the fucking sidelines and constantly complaining about how fucking dumb they are, okay? That's it. This is a powerful force here. There's 35 fucking thousand of you in here right now. It is up to you to convince your parents. It is up to you to convince your neighbors, to show them the way. And you can't do that if you're an annoying little fucking asshole who's constantly fucking complaining about everything and being a nihilistic douchebag. Okay? That's it. Lock the fuck in.
Into a prison with no U.S. legal constraints, with no potential human rights limits, no matter what. And that's a pretty scary proposition just arising out of this one immigration case.
Which is why getting your take is important, and also the fact that the president says he's asking the attorney general to then study the law when there is no legal grounds for it is noteworthy. Let's take it back then. I remember hearing you describe the Supreme Court's decision with regard to the Abrigo case as maddeningly vague. Is that then what's happened now, the necessary result of that vagueness? I mean, is the Trump administration continuing to ignore a judge or a justice's ruling just exactly what they were going to do, given how vague it was?
100%. I mean, Kate, I think a lot of us, at CNN and elsewhere, were saying Thursday night when the Supreme Court handed down its ruling that by switching from what Judge Zenas had done, which was say you must return him by a date and time certain, to this, wishy-washy word facilitate, the court had created exactly this wiggle room. Kate, maybe the Supreme Court was hoping that the Trump administration would take the hint that that decision was unanimous and would actually try to exert some pressure, diplomatic pressure, financial pressure on El Salvador to comply. I think we now know, even